G'day there guys, it's your Aussie hubby Markee, back at it again with another episode of r/EntitledParents. Now if you love today's content, I want you to chuck a like on the video, sit back, relax, and enjoy the bloody good content. Posted by user The Soggy Baguette. Titled, My Dad Smacked Me Several Times and I Blew the Hell Up. I have been browsing this sub for the past couple weeks, and recently experienced something I feel belongs here. For some context, I've been homeschooled since kindergarten, and have been teaching myself for the past year. Our characters in this story are ED, entitled Dad, entitled Mum, me, my best friend's dog, Obi is older brother. Here it goes. I was downstairs in my room watching Hunter x Hunter. Around 2 AM, my brother knocks on my door and informs me that my dad wants me to come upstairs for a Bible study. I refuse to do so because of thousands of hours of wasted time doing Bible studies, homeschool conventions, political conventions, and whatever other random bullcrap they decided was required for schooling. After about 10 minutes of my brother sending back and forth messages like a mailman, my dad started shouting from upstairs. "If you don't get up here, I am charging rent." "Sure, that's fine. Give me $50 right now." "I don't have cash at the moment." After that, it was silence for a bit. He then comes downstairs, unlocks my door, I have a stupid penny lock, and enters my room with a Bible in hand. My sister, brother, and entitled mother follow shortly. He sits down in my computer chair. "Fine, we'll have a Bible study in here." "I'm gonna leave then." "I'll stop you." He then rolls the chair between my bed and my desk to block my walkway to the door. I jump over my bed railing and exit my room. I go upstairs and stand in my dining room for about 4 minutes until entitled Dad comes upstairs shouting, "Why are you being such an a-hole?" "Oh, I'm the a-hole?" He smacked me pretty bloody hard after I said that, and that's when the adrenaline kicked in. "What the hell?" He smacks me a second time. "You actual piece of crap." Smacks me a third time. I move forward and get in his face. "Fudging smack me again, I'll have more proof." He smacks me 2 more times, and that's when I really lose my crap. "What the frick is wrong with you, you fudging sad sack of crap? Show me some respect. Shut the frick up, you mother fricker." After this, I shouted every insult I had in my vocabulary except pee-pee sucker. I still regret not saying that. He raises his hand to smack me again, but I hit his hand away and get ready to punch him in the face. He backed off about a foot and raises his fist to block it. Something about it was just so funny to me at that moment. This a-hole that I've been afraid of since I was old enough to think looked like he was scared crapless. I lower myself and start walking towards my room to grab my phone. "Where are you going?" I enter my room while ignoring him, and he follows. My entitled mother was still in there. She was silent for once, thankfully. I grabbed my phone, and my entitled dad was blocking my way out once again. "What are you doing?" "I'm calling the police, you sack of crap." "I'll kill you before they get here." "Fudging do it, I don't give a crap." "What the hell is wrong with you?" This isn't the first time he's threatened to kill me, but he always plays it off as a joke. I push him aside and go upstairs to leave. As I open the door, he comes halfway up the stairs. "What do you think you're doing?" "I'm leaving, you delusional freak." I go outside and stand on the curb and call my older brother. He picks up and says, "Hello?" I say, "Can you please come pick me up?" "Yeah, sure." I hang up and start walking up the street barefoot just to get away from that house. I reach an intersection and wait. Then I see headlights coming up the street. It's my fudging dad. I bolt left down a street and hide behind some bushes before he turned to follow me. I sat there for a minute and waited for him to pass. He passed by yelling my name every 5 seconds. Then I thought to myself, wait, why the hell am I hiding from this D-bag? So I start walking back to the spot where I was originally waiting. On the way, entitled mother calls and I answer. "What the hell do you want?" "My name, just calm down." "Screw that." I hang up and see my dad do a U-turn, then drive to me and stops. He says, "Get in the car." "Shut the hell up." Then he drives off down a random street. I saw that as a chance to go back and grab my wallet, shoes, and headphones. When I got back to my house, I then went straight to my room to grab my stuff. My mum was still in there sitting on my bed. Once I grabbed my crap, I turned to leave. She says, "You shouldn't have disrespected him like that." I say, "Shut up, expletive." I leave, and my brother is outside in his car. As soon as I get in, I start sobbing and having the biggest panic attack of my life. My hands and legs went numb, and then I started hyperventilating. He tried to comfort me, but didn't really know what was going on. We went back to his house where he and my two brothers live. That was about a week ago, and I've been there since. I don't ever intend on going back. Edit to add, so people don't think I was a piece of crap, before this, I was by all means considered a good kid. Mostly because I was bullied into submission anytime I questioned them. Also, entitled mother and entitled dad are anti-vax and anti-doctor. Haven't seen a doctor as far as I can remember since I was born. Edit, thank you all so much. I really didn't expect this much support. Posted by user Ali1289, titled, Entitled Parent Wants to Control the Wedding. So I got engaged a few years ago, and my fiancé and I started planning our wedding when my future mother-in-law offered to pay for half of it. We were touched and told her it was too much, but she insisted. A few weeks later, we tell her about the venue we've picked. We want to get married in the church my grandparents did. It was a few minutes walk away from the park I met my husband in, so we could get pictures there. Mother-in-law told us we couldn't, as Catholic weddings are stuffy and lifeless. I'm a Catholic, and faith is important to me. Eventually, she backed off about the location, but then it was bridesmaid dresses. My grandma was making the flower girl dresses. Mother-in-law asked me to send a link to the adult bridesmaid dresses for my two bridesmaids. A week later, I picked them up at the shop. The dresses were pink, and the color I sent was blue. I rung my mother-in-law up, and she said the blue was boring in the summer, the salmon color was nicer. The flower girl dresses had a pale blue sash on. The suits were navy, and the color scheme in the reception venue was blue. I told her to keep her money. We were doing it ourselves. My mother-in-law still calls me spoilt because I hurt her feelings and just wanted her money. Posted by user Esther Loves Evie, titled, Entitled Mother Accuses Me of Stealing Her Daughter's Phone, so I eject her from the property. My mom owns a farm, and every year she has a community day where various people volunteer to entertain the local children. I have a face paint stall where for 3 hours I paint faces for free with my own materials. An hour into it, Entitled Mother enters the scene and asks me whether I've seen her daughter's iPhone. I say I saw a pinkish phone on the table, but that was a while ago, and I don't know where it is now. Turns out that was her daughter's phone. So naturally, she then accuses me of stealing it. I told her that she can go check my bag, as I haven't left this seat for ages. She searches my phoneless bag, and then accuses a volunteer face painter of being in cahoots with me to steal the phone. It goes back and forth like this for a while. Me denying, her accusing. She ends up being so belligerent that I tell her to leave the property. She screams at me, telling me that a 22-year-old cannot evict her. She says that she wants to see the owner of the property. We find the owner, and she freaks out when I say, "Hi Mum, can you kick this woman out?" She left in haste, cursing me. Edit, thanks to everyone for the awards and comments. I don't know what happened to the phone, but the experience did teach me 2 lessons. Karens look just like regular folk. Don't let their normal appearance fool you. They are nuts. And also, 12-year-olds and expensive new iPhones are a bad combo. Posted by user FredZRed, titled, My Entitled Mother, Not Disabled, Parks in the Disabled Parking and Gets a Fine She Refuses to Pay. My mother is a mega Karen, and I have 16 years of stories to tell about her entitlement. Here is yet another one. Hi if you're reading it, FredZRed, good to see ya. This happened in 2004 when I was 14. We had just moved from Australia to New Zealand. The town had a population of around 12,000 people, which was a big step up from the town we moved from, around 2,000 people. It seemed like my mum's entitlement got worse by having an extra 10,000 people for her to annoy. Within a month, my sister and I had settled into our new schools, and Mother Dearest found her preferred, cheapest, grocery store to shop at. I should mention that my mum is not disabled, but did that stop her from parking in the disabled parking spots? Nope. The first month went fine, until my mother got lazy. Whenever we went grocery shopping, she would always complain, while walking towards the entrance, that there was never anyone parked in the disabled spot, and she would say things like, "I don't see why I'm not allowed to park there, and there's nobody in this damn town that needs it anyway." This last comment was total BS on her part, as there was a paraplegic who lived in the town which she knew about. And regardless, those spaces are for disabled people, not her. Then one day, me and my sister were in the car while my mum was driving to the grocery store. We usually parked close to the front door, but to the side where there were usually a few spare parking spots. I was expecting her to stop there, but she didn't. Instead, she drove all the way to the front and parked in the disabled parking spot. I say, "Mum, this is disabled parking. You can't park here." "Of course I can. The spot is vacant." "It's illegal for you to park here. You'll get a fine." "No, I won't. I have the right to park here if there's no disabled person parked here. I don't see any disabled person. Do you?" "Whatever, Mum. But you are going to get a fine." I got out of the car and walked across the street to the park. I didn't want to be seen with my mum, but I wanted to keep an eye out for the parking officer or police person who I knew would come. Even in a small town, the police were very diligent about rule breakers. And sure enough, 10 minutes later I saw a policeman walk up to the car, check the license and lack of disabled sticker, and write a ticket that he placed on her windscreen. I sent Mother Dearest a text that I'd meet her at the petrol station when she was done. I didn't want to be seen getting into her car, but I made sure to hang around so I could see her reaction when she saw the fine. Sure enough, 10 minutes later, I saw my mum come out of the store, see the ticket, and she flipped out. She started cursing and stomping her feet on the ground like a child that lost their toy. Only in this case, it was a fine of $80. I chuckled to myself as I walked to the petrol station a few blocks over. I got there a few minutes before my mum did, and I could see the anger on her face as she got out of the car, slammed it, and started filling up her tank. I start faking concern and say, "Aw, what's wrong, Mum?" "You shut your mouth." I smiled and got into the car. When we got home, my mum got straight on the phone to debate the parking fine. I overheard the call. She says, "Yeah, I got a fine for parking in an empty parking spot. Well, there was nobody else parked there. But I had to park there because I have a bad leg and can't walk that far." "What? No, I don't have a sticker, but that doesn't matter." "No." "Hold on, what? But, no. Disabled? No, but, oh, you stupid bleep, 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 bleep. I'm not paying this fine." And she hung up. A month later, I'd assumed she'd paid the fine, but obviously not. She got a letter in the mail regarding an unpaid fine, which was now $100 due to relayed payment. Mum went to the courthouse and paid it, but I didn't hear the end of it for 3 months after that, as she would complain about it any chance she got, making out like she was the victim. I wish I could say that she learned her lesson, but she didn't. She parked there a few more times and, shock horror, got more fines. A Karen never learns. Edit, just to clarify, I am disabled now, but wasn't back then. My injury happened in 2007 when I was 17. I've written the full story on here in case you want to know more, which I covered in a previous episode. I don't remember which one, sorry, but it is a very lengthy one, and oh my god, I'm so sorry for OP's life. But they are doing well now, and they're hilarious, and I love that for them, and I love you for sharing the stories, Fred Zedred. Thank you. Posted by user Commotionable. Titled, Entitled Parent is triggered by my gayness. Backstory. I came out in June announcing I'm full lesbian. Simultaneously, I also worked up the courage to ask out this girl I've been crushing on. We've been friends for about 4 years now. So my girlfriend lives in Philly, but she was overdue for a vacay. Even though I'm afraid of what is currently going on in the world, she was able to get on a plane and fly to spend time with me in Vegas. She's actually resting on my lap as I'm typing this. In my previous stories, I've mentioned how my cousin has 7 kids, and I usually work to do what I can to spend time with them. Well, last weekend, I decided not to do deliveries and instead pick up the kids so they can meet and spend time with my girlfriend. She was down as she always wanted to meet them. So after indulging ourselves in one another for pretty much a week straight, we were pretty satisfied and ready to interact with other humankind, besides my roommate. I let my roommate in on the details, and she's okay as long as her room remains untouched, as she was going out of town to visit some family. I understood and gave the scouts honor. That's it for the backstory. On to the show. The day of, I call my cousin and let her know that I want to kidnap her kids. She agrees as she loves them, but any free time she can have is a treat. I go to my mum and harass her to borrow her truck. She agrees. My mum lives in the same apartment complex as my roommate and I. She has a hard time letting go. So my girlfriend and I go pick up the 7 hooligans. Immediately, they ask questions, and my cousin helps explain. Now, the kids aren't stupid, they are fully woke, but I guess to them it's interesting to see gay up close and personal. We load them into the car and make our way to a mom and pop shop. Since we're in North Vegas, they usually have those shops everywhere, and pretty much all of them have the Hispanic candy my cousins love. So we get out of the car. I give each child $10 to go wild. The 3 eldest decline as they have their own money from helping in the neighborhood. They take out their neighbor's trash. The kids divide and conquer, and I grab a cart. My girlfriend follows me as we follow the 3 little ones. As kids do, they pick up candy and chips and explain how much they love it and how their friends had the same at their house. So at this point, all the kids have met up and the cart is half full. We stand in line, which is long, and with this 6 feet thing, it's even longer. So we're pretty much chilling in the drink aisle on a taped X on the ground. So I'm holding my cart, my girlfriend is behind me with her arms wrapped around me. She's a foot taller than me, and the kids are surrounding the car like they're top flight security guards. As we wait, this kid comes up to us and says, "Excuse me, are you in line?" And I say, yes we are. He nods and goes behind us to the next spot of tape on the ground. Not even 4 or 5 minutes later, we hear from across the store a lady yell a name, and the kid behind us yells back to answer. From the end of the aisle, a lady rounds the corner with her mile-high cart full of groceries. I move to the side so that she can pass, but she stops in front of us. Kid says, "I'm over here, Mum. I'm waiting like you told me to." Entitled mother looks me dead in my face and says, "Come up here, kid." "Excuse me, ma'am. We're in line. You will need to get behind us." "No, it's fine. I'm just going to go in front." The eldest, now aware and looking up from his phone, says, "Excuse me, you can't cut the line." The kid says, "Mom, just come back here." Karen says, "You need to control your child. You need to get to the back of the line." Entitled mother looks me up and down, trying to find some ammo, and then she spots my girlfriend's arms wrapped around me. She scoffs. "Ah, you two need to stop that. There are children around, and they will copy what you do. If they see you being gay, that will make them gay as well. You should stop forcing your gayness on others around you." "Excuse me?" My girlfriend isn't really confrontational, so she goes to take her arms from around me, but I use my arms to hold her in place. I say, "My sexuality has nothing to do with who these kids are. They don't care about stuff like this because they are kids. Now get to the back of the line." Entitled mother realizes that she isn't getting anywhere and that all eyes are on her. Shovels her ignorant and intolerant ass to the back of the line. Now, my girlfriend and I reserve most of our love to the bedroom, so we aren't really heavy on PDA. But knowing how much it made entitled mother either uncomfortable or ticked off was enough to fill my petty meter. My girlfriend was mostly shy, but I was bold and had not one frick to give. Every time that entitled mother shot daggers in my back, I made it a point to tell my girlfriend how much I love her. I kissed her hand, or even gave her a gentle back massage. The kids were giggling as they were well aware of what was going on. The entitled mother's kid was unfazed. The whole time, entitled mother was talking under her breath, saying things like, "They're going to hell," or "That's so nasty. Women are not meant to be together like that." Or my favorite, "They're probably using food stamps to pay for all of that. They should give those kids back to their fathers." Now, this last one I feel had to do more with my race, as my cousins are all mixed. I'm Hispanic and my girlfriend is black, but it's whatever. The kids weren't paying attention, and neither was my girlfriend, as she was too busy thinking about my hand on her butt. I waited till we got closer to the register before tricking my girlfriend to lean down so that I could pull her into a kiss. I heard entitled mother gag at this. My petty meter had reached levels of petty some could only dream of. We bought our stuff, and I made a point to flash my credit card while I paid. Then off to the car we went. After loading the kids and stuff into the car, I couldn't help but notice that the car next to us beeped. I looked up to see entitled mother making her way to her car. I figured one last show for my adoring audience couldn't hurt. I pulled my girlfriend down into a deep, passionate kiss. We literally made out until entitled mother got into her car and drove off. The whole time she was gagging and dry heaving. Girlfriend says, "You really are an a-hole, you know that?" "Yeah, but you love me for it." Now, I may have went too far with the last kiss, but we trigger people in public by just holding hands. Screw homophobes. Posted by user Bad Dobby Fisher. Titled, Entitled Mother Demands I Eat a Cake That I Was Allergic to. Entitled Parent Attempts to Steal My Cupcake. So a bit of background. When I was about 3 to 4, I had a very long list of food allergies. These include milk, wheat, eggs, and peanuts. So I was at a friend's birthday party, minding my own business, eating the food my mum had packed for me. Everything at the party had at least one of my allergens, when the entitled parent and nice child walked up. At this point, I was eating a carrot cupcake that my mum had baked. Entitled mother demands I give her child my cupcake, saying, "Stop eating your stupid stuff and eat the cake and pizza." Note, I had slight speech problems, and I sounded small and unsure all the time. I stammered out, "This is my cupcake, I'm allergic to the cake." The entitled mother proceeds to yank my cupcake from my hands, throws it on the ground, and walks away. I sit there sulking for a bit, but then I remember I still had some left. I resume eating my cupcake when entitled mother comes back with a slice of cake. She says, "Eat this and give the cupcake to my child." Now, this cake had peanut butter, which causes an anaphylactic reaction if I'm too close to the cake. I push the cake away and scooch over. Now, she attempts to grab my cupcake, and in a stroke of pure genius, I did what any 4-year-old would do. I spit all over my cupcake. I sat there solemnly as she walked away, enjoying the moment of my victory. Posted by user Coyote Jones. Titled, Entitled Mum at Starbucks. Years ago in college, I worked at a Starbucks near a high school and middle school. We always had an after-school rush, with tons of kids getting frappuccinos. If you've never worked at Starbucks, you probably don't know how the drinks are made, so I'll inform you on the magic of the caramel frappuccino. It's basically ice, sugar, milk, sugar, coffee base, whipped cream, sugar. The coffee base comes to the store as a powder, and they mix it with warm water at the store. We don't brew it there. So I get this maybe 12 to 13-year-old girl ordering a caramel frappuccino. No extra requests, just the standard drink. I made it, so I know it was made correctly. I was a trainer and shift supervisor and had a fancy black apron. She brings the caramel frappuccino back, complaining that the coffee tastes burnt. I actually laughed. It's basically just coffee flavoring, and if you've ever had one, they don't taste like coffee at all. So I kindly explained that, well, the coffee in the drink isn't brewed, and it all comes from the same place. So yeah, of course I'll remake it, but it will definitely have the same flavor. I offered to do the extra caramel flavor and topping to make it even sweeter. She agreed. I remade the thing, asked her to try it to make sure it was better this time. I even tried a sample of that pitcher in a tiny cup to make sure nothing was off about it. Like, maybe there wasn't enough water in the mix. It was fine. So I called the girl up to the counter again, gave her the second frap, told her to keep the first one. Oh my god. So like an hour later, Mum comes in with the kid. She was demanding I give them their money back. She was all mad because I was rude to laugh. I tried to explain that sorry, it's just really funny. And I wanted to explain how the drink was made so the kid could order it the way she likes it next time. I also explained that we don't give cash back. I gave her a brand new drink she was happy with and offered a free drink card for the next time. No go. I'm calling corporate to report your rude behavior, blah blah blah. I gave her the phone number and said, be my guest, all with a smile. Alright guys, that's where I'm going to end today's video. I really do hope you enjoyed it, and maybe even learned something that you didn't know before. If you haven't already, please do feel free to click that like button, as it really does help me in the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't already and you love today's video, please feel free to subscribe. I would love it a lot. Also, big shout out to all my Patreon members and channel subscribers. You guys are all up on the screen right now. I love you. I love your faces. Also, I love seeing you guys all chatting down below in the comments. It brightens my day to see the stories that you guys share and just the kind words you guys always have for my videos, as well as everyone else in the videos. I love you too. But honestly, your ongoing support means the world to me, and I just love it so much that you guys are able to support a career for myself that I invest so much time into. And you guys honestly motivate me to work harder each and every day to put more love into the videos for you guys. If you guys have watched this far in the video and you haven't already subscribed on Patreon or become a channel member, that's cool, you don't have to, but there are links down below. You can donate any amount of money, pledge that any month, cancel whenever. I'm completely cool with it. It's just there for you to support me if you'd like to go the extra mile. And I'll go the extra mile for you guys by putting out new amazing content every single day. With that said guys, I really hope you have a good day, night, sleep, bath, time at work, whatever you're up to today. This has been Markee. I'll see you in the next amazing video. Bye.